Thank you for joining us once more. We are here with La Verdad Sin Filtro podcast, quarantine edition / Zoom edition. We are here with the fellas, Ronald and Christian,
what's going
and Fidel.
on, guys?
How's it going, everyone?
God bless you. God bless.
How are you guys feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. We're feeling good. Feeling
Feeling
blessed.
good. Kind of scared about the topic that we're going to talk today, but I think it's an important topic that we have to talk about.
Yes, man. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot has been going on, man. These couple of days.
It's been a bit crazy out here.
Rough.
Well, we're from New York. We're actually filming the podcast in New York. We just want to let everybody know. Thank you again for subscribing. Thank you for liking the video.
Yes.
If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe.
Leave
podcast.
a comment down below.
Yes, we're going to be live. We want to know what you think about the topics that we're going to be talking about today.
And if you have questions, please let them down below in the comments on Instagram, whatever.
You can also DM us, yeah.
We love getting feedback from you guys.
And I know that Anthony's really happy that he has his own screen. He has his own name.
He has his name.
You know, quarantine got us a little bigger, so I needed my own screen. I wasn't gonna fit there with Fidel.
So guys, one of the topic that everybody wants us to talk about, and we've been having a lot of suggestions about different topics, church topics, doctrine, dogma, but the ones that they really want us to talk about now, especially this week, is about racism. What does the Bible say about racism? You know, have we ever been racist profiled? You know, because don't forget there are a few of us that are a little dark skinned. You know, we're a minority. We're Hispanic. We're Latino. It has affected us in one way or another, you know. But what does the Bible say about it? Anybody wants to go to jab with it?
I think you want to go, Fidel. I think you're anxious.
Yeah.
So we have to understand this first. When it comes to racism, the word racism, race, you know, it always comes back to like a specific element of a person's trait, physical trait, such as, in this case, skin. I don't think I have to talk about like the beginning of everything. I mean, a lot of people that are, you know, atheists, they think about the Big Bang, they think about evolution, you know. We are believers of the Bible. We believe in creation.
Yeah.
So we all came from Adam and Eve. Amen? We all came from Adam and Eve. And that even after that, when I'm sure you guys been to Sunday school and you guys also have read the Bible. When Noah, you know, in Noah's Ark, you know, the whole story, God had to wipe out the whole humanity because of sin. Race started again through those 8 people that were saved. So no matter what, no matter how you put it, we all come from the same background. Mm-hmm. Amen?
Yes. It all goes down to everyone is created equally. So it doesn't matter where you come from or the color of your skin or whatever it may be. God created everyone equally, you know.
Creation, yeah.
There is no preference. It's all, everyone's equal. Everyone is God's child equally.
And I do believe that we're not born with racism or being biased or any kind of being prejudiced. Mm-hmm. I think we're taught that.
Yes, it's something that is taught. Yeah.
You know, we're taught that, so now this is where parents, and not only parents but leaders, and also mentors, role models, they're the ones that actually should be very careful about what they're saying, what they're showing, how they're acting, because you know what, these kids that don't know what racism is, they're gonna learn it through them by what they see them doing or hear them saying.
Yeah,
You know,
I was watching Instagram, and there was an influencer. He was sharing a video on 1970s in Queens. There was a group of white kids making fun of this group of black kids for the skin of their color. They were being racist towards them, and the interviewer was asking one of the black girl, like, do you feel any hate? Like, are you mad? And she was saying, oh no, you know what? I don't feel bad because I know that these kids, they're probably being taught in their house. Their parents are probably, their parents are probably racist, and they're probably picking up what they're receiving in their household. So I think to some extreme,
it
I think
all goes, it all goes to parenting
in the household. It has
what we're
to do a
seeing
lot.
now, Anthony, Ronald, and Christian, is because some parents didn't do their job as good parents.
Yeah, they did a poor job.
They didn't do a good job with letting them know that, it doesn't matter about skin color, doesn't matter about whether you're rich or poor, whether you're tall or fat. Racism, we could also include any kind of bias, any kind of bias to any kind of group. You understand?
Yep, it doesn't have to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, guys, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's been going around. Everyone knows what Black Lives Matter means. What do you guys have to say about this whole thing where people are like, well, Black Lives Matter, but really all lives matter, so you shouldn't say Black Lives Matter? How do you guys feel about that?
Well, John 3:16 says the following: "For God so loved the world." The world.
Yep.
Okay? And everybody in the world. I understand, and I'm for the Black Lives Matter movement, because believe it or not, they're emphasizing what can I say? They're emphasizing this because this is something that's been this is what I think. If that girl wouldn't have recorded what happened with George Floyd, or if that person and I'm going to take it back to the 1900s, I think I think it was 1990, with Ronnie King in California, if that person wouldn't have recorded what happened, none of this would have came out to light.
It's true.
So I'm kind of glad that now there's this Black Lives movement, all Black Lives Matter movement that is emphasizing, this downfall of society, but if we go back to biblical, all lives
matters. Yeah. So
I understand.
I understand.
I understand that too. Like, yeah, we all know all lives matter, but I think what they're trying to specify is like right now, like their whole race is under attack.
Yes.
So they feel as if people think that their race doesn't matter. So they're and they're knowingly, they know that all lives matter. So some people they feel like they just mean them.
Yeah, I mean,
I support them 100%.
If you take it to the Bible, right? We see the parable about the 100 sheep. Jesus leaves the 99 and he goes looks for the one. So, it's all about helping the ones who are in need now. So we're not saying that all lives don't matter. We're just saying Black lives matter now because they need our help. Right now, they're being oppressed and they need help. They need us to stand up for them. And that's right. That's what I believe is really what's going on.
I believe the same. Go ahead.
No, and I think it's true. Like, some people probably think that this has been going on now, but this has been going on for years. It hasn't been documented,
I think the fact of social media and phone cameras really has made it prominent. We've been able to see it better. The things that have been happening for the last, years, decades, centuries.
Yeah.
So what's the church role? How does the church play a role here?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take it back to, I heard this from when Martin Luther King Jr., Martin Luther King and Billy Graham. Billy Graham asked Martin Luther King about, like, you know, he wants to preach to everybody, because he said, you know, when I do these crusades, there's only white people coming to my crusades, you know. But I want to, and I know that there's, you know, there's need in every race. There's need in every, you know, whether it be Hispanic, whether it be Black, whether it be Indian, whether it be whatever. And they started talking, and they said, and he said, you know what? Why don't you invite a Black preacher to your crusade? You know, that's, so you guys understand, like, we have to work together now.
Yes, of course.
You know, so so if the church wants to play a big role in what's going on, let's unite.
Amen.
Hispanics with Blacks, with the white, you know, let's just unite. And I think that by uniting, by unifying, we will play a bigger and a better role on what's happening now, because you know what? A lot of people are not going to do what we say, but they're going to do what they see us do. And once the church unites and they see that, everyone else is going to unite as well, you know?
Yeah.
Matt, you know, I was also watching, I don't know if you guys seen this on social media. There was actually gang members uniting. And
Yeah,
they were rivals. So, like, someone asked the question, do you think our concilios and liberals and our conservative can get together? Like, to be honest, I know we're on La Verdad Sin Filtro. I don't think they'll still be able to do it. I think they have too much ego. Like,
well, the thing with churches is, in the church we see a lot of discrimination. We see a lot of separation. We see a lot of, like,
Yes.
well, because they're not like me, then, you know, we stick away. And instead of being united as God has called us to be united, to be one people under God, one church, we're just divided, you know. And it could be even in one congregation, we could even see that division.
Yeah.
You know, it could be from old people to young people. You know, old people, no, I don't like those young people because they play music too loud or whatever it may be, you know. But it's just, it's something that we see, and I think the church has to step up and, you know, really
hopefully this
try to
opens
unify.
their eyes.
Yeah.
Hopefully this opens their eyes, you know, to reach out to other churches, and, like, probably churches down the block, you know, that they probably haven't spoken to years, you know, to get together.
That's actually a good point, Anthony, that you're bringing, because in church, we got to take note of this. If rival gangs are uniting for one cause, why can't the church unite for the same cause, which is to save as many souls as we can for the kingdom, you know? So, I mean, thank you for bringing that up, Anthony.
I try.
I think the church needs to take note, you know? We can play a bigger role, but it's what people, you know, what we were just saying, it's inside of the church, we still have division.
Yeah.
So how can we preach reconciliation, and how can we preach about uniting if we are not united?
United.
No, it's like they always say, like, even the La Tiniebla, like, they were more united than you know, than Christians themselves, like that. You know, you never see a demon fight with another demon. They're always working together, you know.
Yeah.
We need to get more united.
So, guys, I wanna just touch one more talking point. Basically, what we're watching now, what we're seeing on the news, listening to in the radio, and reading on the newspaper, it was already foretold. You know, if we go to Matthew chapter 24, one of the things that Jesus himself says about the end is that the love of many are going to turn cold. You know, the hearts of many are not going to find love anymore. You know, what we see now is that we're seeing a lot of violence. You know, and then furthermore, he talks about rumors of war,
Yep.
and it's the whole thing comes down to hate. You know, so the Bible says that at the end of times, we're going to be seeing more hate than love.
Yo, how do you know where that chapter was specifically talking about? Because I know after he said that, I know that's happened multiple times throughout the course of time. You get me? Like war and like, because I was talking with somebody about that also. Like how you know specifically is like this is that time that prophecy is being fulfilled.
Because he kept on talking. When he's so every time Jesus talked, every time Jesus spoke, it was after his resurrection. So yes, we see a lot of wars. We see a lot of hate. We do see a lot of, but the coming of God, we still here on earth. So we have to think about it that the coming of God is going to be anytime. You understand?
I get what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying? So we a lot of people took it literally, and then and if I go into, because I like that question, Anthony. People thought that God was coming right away. So what they did was they stopped working. They stopped going to school.
So in other words, you gotta live every day. Like if he's coming tomorrow, like you can't be
Correct.
like, oh, just because
at the same time, you have to live your life like he's coming 10 years from now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Prepared, yes. You gotta be prepared.
Exactly. You can't.
Yeah, because if you have that mentality, oh, look, all this time has passed since he said it, that nothing has happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But
I'm
also,
a chill.
It's going in increase. It's not going in decrease. You understand? The hate level, if we were to put it like that, it's going in increase. It's increasing.
I think it's always been there. It's just like we were saying, it's just it's being documented and filmed more. Like it's being exposed more. So
and don't forget now a lot of people don't even feel that remorse.
Yeah.
A lot of people like they I really don't know how to put it now, but it's just I know they've always been. It's always evil has always existed. You know.
Yeah, it's just being way more exposed now. Social media.
That just lets us know that the coming of God is even closer than what we preach and that what we think.
Yeah.
You know, guys, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think that as Christians, as ministers, we should be doing?
I think for one, we should show support in any way we can. You know, not everyone can do what other people are doing, but even reaching out to people who are hurting, even reaching out to people, you know, I have friends who they felt the hurt. You know, when everything first started, you could see that they were really hurt, and you know, they just wanted, you know, they needed an outlet to express themselves. So they protested. They didn't loot. They didn't loot, but they protested, and they spoke what they had to say. So I think as Christians, you know, we have to allow people to vent, allow people to express themselves, but also show support. Be there for them.
Yes.
You know, prayer works, but if we can take action, also take action, because not everything is prayer. You need to show, you know, action. You can't tell me you love me, but you never show it. You never prove it to me. You never do anything for me to show me that you love me. You know?
Yeah, but not saying that it was right to loot, but like you can feel like all the anger and all these emotions like all bottled up.
Yeah.
And that's just forcing them like to go crazy, you know. Just
so I mean, my point to that, you could feel frustrated. You could, you know, destroy here and there.
Then you have people taking advantage.
A plasma TV, you know, to steal a Rolex watch, you know,
No,
what
yeah, that's
I
pointless.
don't, so going back to what you're saying, you can show your emotion however you want.
Yeah.
But protests, a real protest, the kind of protest that talks in our Constitution, because we are American, we are in America, we are in the United States. It's a peaceful demonstration, a peaceful protesting. You know what I mean? We could assemble, but peacefully. Now, this is another topic that is kind of divided in the church, whether we should protest as a church or not protest. I know a lot of issues, abortion, same-sex marriage, that churches do protest. They've gone to Washington D.C. They've gone to City Hall. They've gone to our states building, federal state buildings. And then there's other people in church that say, look, our job is just to pray. Our job is just, and they come back to when they say that Jesus said, look, at the end of days, it's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. At the end of days, it's going to be like the days of Noah.
Yeah.
The church is not going to change anything by protesting. I kind of agree and disagree with it, because, and this is, can I be a little bit frank with you guys? I agree with it because it's biblical. It's written. Jesus said it, that it's going to happen no matter what. So if you protest or you don't, it's still going to happen. And what I disagree about is in that, how they say that if you keep quiet, that's actually saying that you don't care about it. So we should do both, but in a very wise.
Yes.
We got to be very wise about it. You understand? I don't know if you guys understood me.
I understand.
What
Yeah.
do you guys think about
there's
that? Should the church protest?
there's different ways. Like nowadays, we could have our voices heard, like social media, and also, I feel like the church should stand up, against anything that's against the Bible. Like, I don't think, to some extent, we should be quiet. Sometimes we have to talk about these issues, because then it seems as if like we really don't care. We stay quiet.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's especially we have a large platform, like these
we're
Christian
preaching
influencers.
about the love of God. We're preaching about Jesus, which is the ultimate form of love. Jesus is love. God is love.
Yes.
So if we're not, speaking out against injustices, it's kind of like, how do you preach about love, but you stay silent when all these bad things are happening to people who are God's children?
Yeah. Yeah. So we just want to make it clear that us as ministers, as Christians, the podcast La Verdad Sin Filtro, what happened to George Floyd was murder.
Yeah.
What happened to George Floyd was murder. It was unfortunate what happened.
Yes.
And just like George Floyd, a lot of Black men, a lot of Latino, have been through the same scenario, same scene, and as a Latino, Hispanic, just as our Black family, the BLM, we're getting sick of it too.
Yeah.
We're getting sick of the way they're treating us Latinos, and I'm up for it. I'm like Ronald, what you said. I support them 100%.
Yeah.
We need justice. We need a reform. Let's see what the president has to say. Let's see what the Senate, these legislation, or all these congressmen, people that are going to be passing the laws. Let's see what they're going to say. And you know what? We could do the difference by voting.
Yep.
We could do the difference. You guys want to know the truth? Or I hope that everybody that were protesting, I hope they registered already or going to register to vote, because it's not only about protesting, it's actually about doing something about it.
Yeah.
And in November, when the election comes, you guys should vote for, whichever person or party that you think will do something for this cause.
Amen.
And then the church, this is where the church comes in, that we pray. We have to pray. 2020 is a very decisive year. We're going to be voting the next president of the United States. We're going to be voting, also, we're going to be voting into the new senators, Congress, So this year, 2020, is a very decisive year, and we're recommending everybody, Christians and non-Christians who listen to us, go vote. Vote. Because that's the only way that things will change for at least a bit.
So guys, right before we leave, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So we started off the year with the coronavirus. Now we have, everything that's been going on with racism in this
Here you
country.
go.
What's next?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to ask that question, bro.
I really hope aliens don't exist.
Man.
Alien invasion.
Anthony, man.
It's been crazy, man. It's been very crazy, and you know what? This is just a note for us. Like, I know we had planned a lot of things this year. Personally, through the podcast, we had a lot of things planned, and we just don't know the direction of anything now.
Not for sure. For sure, like this year has just shown me that it's like everything is just unpredictable. Like,
we're not in control anymore. That's one thing that
you did not see us anywhere.
I'm not in control of my life now.
No, I knew that, but this year really just opened my eyes. Like, that's it.
I think this year has really shown us that as a church, as Christians, we just need to wake up.
Yeah.
Know that
And prepare.
Jesus is coming, and he's coming for his church soon. And it's just like a reality call. Like, hey, God's telling us, wake up. You can die from, disease. You can die from being murdered on the street. You can die in any way. You're not immortal. And just because you're a good person doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. And
it's also, we have to know, a lot of people are, and I know a lot of people think like this because I've spoken to a lot of them. They'd be like, oh, well, I know God is not coming yet because a lot of the prophecies in the Bible are not coming to pass. I need to tell them something. Although the prophecies are not coming to pass yet, there's always that second factor of death. Death will knock on your door.
Word.
And it'll come through a virus. It'll come through even a police. So it doesn't matter. We just have to be prepared. Amen. Guys, I'm very happy and looking forward for the next few podcasts. We're gonna be having special guests. The guest list we keep on adding more guest lists. Guests to the guest list. Can't wait, guys. For our Spanish audience, we will come back in Spanish. We're just doing the English ones first. We will be doing some Spanish ones. Before I leave, I also wanna please on the comment. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be on the comment. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please do so. And I want you to do me a very special favor. Please comment right now a happy birthday to Christian Urquiza. Today's his birthday.
Happy belated, because this is going on Monday.
Happy quarantine birthday, man.
Quarantine.
Nice. Quarantine.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. We're very happy. Ronald?
Oh, well, thank you guys for joining us today. Hope we shed a little bit of light of what's been going on and, our points of view, our opinions. please let us know if you have any comments or any topics you want us to talk about. We really do go through your comments, and we really do look at topics because, you know, we want to answer your questions. So thanks for joining us.